Welcome to the online retreat, Embody the Unapologetic You. Discover how to fully step into your power to create the life, the impact that you want without sacrificing who you are. And I am so excited to welcome Jonita D'souza, who was born in India, settled in England, and is a feminine lifestylist, an author and creatress of Exploring Femininity, assisting modern day busy women who struggle with burnout, overwhelm, and body love to reconnect with their feminine and sensual energy using the ancient Taoist and Tantric arts so that they can create a lifestyle that is fulfilling, nurturing, and pleasurable. Jonita is also a certified life coach, NLP practitioner, master hypnotherapist, and combines the teachings of Indian feminine mysticism and shamanism in her work, facilitating monthly moon circles, online workshops, and sacred feminine retreats. So Jonita, thank you so much for joining us in this conversation.
I'm so excited and so honored to be in this space. Thank you for creating this platform so we can have these unapologetic conversations.
Yes, thank you. I think it's just so important, and especially now in these days where women are really rising, they really are shifting into, well, it can be actually different, and I can actually create, and they feel, right, they connect with themselves. It's like, it can be different, I'm made for more. So I am really excited about our conversation, which is all about energy and how to become unavailable to energy suckers. And that is, I'm so excited about this. So I would love just to start, Jonita, with your story, a little bit your journey. What has it been for you to become unapologetic about what you are passionate about what you're teaching? What did it take for you to really step into your power and create the life that you wanted?
Well, all I can say to begin with is that it's still an ongoing journey. And I think, every day I'm learning more and more of how else I can be unapologetic and how else I can, peel that layer. So it's been a decade long of I would say I began my transition into recognizing that I can be unapologetic. Really started a decade ago, and as you said in my bio that I was born in India, and but I was really blessed to be born in a privileged family in India, and I must mention that because people have different perception of what and how life is in India. So I was in a very well-to-do family. We were taught like independence as girls, as a as a foundation. And in independence, I was specifically taught that for me as a woman and as an independent woman, I have to make sure I become financially independent. So that's the way for me to be, like be me. And then I don't have to depend on anyone. And my father always was like, go make the money and you don't have to, follow anyone else then when you make the money. And it just kind of sounded like, okay, I need to study, I need to become an engineer and all of that. And I did that like I was many Indians do. And I eventually landed in an IT corporation, like doing my work and making good money. And I thought like, this is it. This is what it means to be an independent woman. And I was so wrong. I was so wrong. I reached to this stage quite early in my life. I was 21 and working and in this IT company, and I had all the money, but I did not feel that I could still express myself fully. I was in the boardroom with those male directors, being an introvert, being known in the meeting rooms was also a difficult challenge. All of these challenges just made me realize that I cannot be unapologetic in India. And I was watching all those Hollywood movies and I was thinking, Western women are unapologetic. They are independent. They are free. It looks like they can do much more than I can. And eventually I landed in London through some opportunities that opened up, and I started living there, and I just realized that, oh my goodness, women here have the exact same issues. So it was really a state of confusion for me as a woman, having, lived 15 years in India, and then the next 15 years that I will be living in the Western world. What does it mean to be a free woman? And hence my, journey inquiry started. And here I am, every day I'm learning more. My main drive inside of me was that, okay, I don't want to be independent. I just want to understand what it means to be a woman in this modern world. I just tell me, I can't go to the East, I can't go to the West. Where do I go? What do I do? And life started unraveling from there on and led me to this journey of exploring femininity. Long story short.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's fascinating. And I thank you for your authenticity, because we often, I felt it like that. And I hear it as I have conversation with different women, that we should just kind of know and have it figured out. And I love that it's not the linear line. It's been a journey and it's unfolding, because new opportunities arises, and with new opportunities, new things within comes up, right? A new layer of something, well, I've already dealt with this. Why is it here again? So, and I feel like in a way, that's the beauty of life, that we get to continue. It's like, well, what is next? What is the next opportunity? So let's look at energy and this topic, become unavailable to energy suckers. Like, I'll give you the space and you just share your wisdom, and let's go from there.
Yeah, so these energy suckers, I think all of us have felt this, whenever I mention this in my women's circles or any other platform, I suddenly see this smile on people's faces that they know what I'm talking about, these energy suckers. So what I have come to the realization is, we are told that, what we think we become and all of that in the mainstream personal development. But what I have realized is that we are our environment. And as women, specifically, if we really lean into, we are really connected with the environment, with the physical environment around us. We are, we are in rhythm with the environment. So it becomes really, it's like there's a bioresonance that occurs in women's bodies that, which we can see in women's retreats. When you go for week-long women's retreats, or when you start living with many women in the same house, you start to bleed around the same time. There's this bioresonance that women, create, and this innate power has been given to us for our beautiful qualities of the feminine, like community space holders. So as women specifically, what I have noticed is that we are our environment, and whatever is present in our environment, specifically in relation to the people around us, we become an imprint of them. We begin to, mirror each other a lot. And this can be a very triggered existence, I must say. I don't know. I'm sure a lot of us can relate to it. So hence, it's really important to understand this concept of energy suckers, I like to say, because I have come to realization that there are deliberate energy suckers, and then there are these unintentional ones. So I want to just give an idea of like, who are these energy suckers? And I'm really referring to people around us, because, they really impact us, and they could be our loved ones. They could be, our family, friends, or people that we meet around, our bosses and stuff. And what I see is the unintentional energy suckers are this category of people that we live with. For example, I can just give one of my close example is that right now I am in India and I'm living in my mom's house. So it's my mom there. She's this most loving, beautiful, gracious, generous woman, and I will do anything for her. Like we are like close bonds. To women, to crazy women. But I know that she can be my energy sucker at times. And this realization to me made me really feel guilty. And we have to understand this as women, that when we are defining the energy suckers in our life, it is not about if we love them, if they love us or not. Because oftentimes we begin to feel guilty that, oh my God, she's so nice and she loves me and he loves me and they do so much. And how can I call them energy suckers? Yeah. I must be more giving and I must more comply and I must, lower myself or dim my light a little bit more. And they may not even know, and that's why they are unintentional energy suckers. They don't have the intention to suck your energy. They mean the best and well for you. They just don't realize that when you spend time with them, after some time, there are times like, okay, I just need some space on my own, because you just feel that. And this is a feeling, felt sense. So let me know if you relate to this. And we women are really good in, telling ourselves the stories, that guilt stories, that no, we shouldn't be thinking this about the ones who really love and care for us. And here is where we have to understand that we can be extremely loving. We can be loving, but then we have to understand what and how our energies are affected. This in no way is a meter to analyze how much or how deep is the love. It's not about love, because love is unconditional. We will continue to love each other, but we must understand and learn how to live with each other. And this can happen in intimate relationships. After a long period of time, you may think like, oh my God, okay, I need some space. That's it. Like, I can't talk to you for so long. So these are the unintentional energy suckers. And these are our loved ones, people that we love, like, care. And then there are the deliberate ones. And they are these, I like to say, they are like the drama queens of your life. You like really know that you spend some time with them and then you feel extremely tired and drained. You get to talk a very little with them because it's all about them all the time. It's all about their complaints and their dramas and their victim stories. And they just feed on your need to care for them, their need to listen to them. And these are like the deliberate energy suckers. And you can begin to see with your body posture, your posture goes down, and sometimes you begin to yawn a lot. So this is like energy shifting. And they use your compassionate nature to their advantage. And these people, they know that, okay, I'm the drama queen. Who should I call? Oh, let me call her because I know she will always listen to me. So what we're doing is, this is kind of like a self-abuse kind of system, that we comply. We lower our standards to comply to the people around us. And then it doesn't serve us. And then we wonder why we are so angry. We wonder why we have issues with our skin. We wonder that's why we begin to have womb-related issues, because then there are a lot of unresolved emotions, layer by layer being suppressed. And we know that. We women are so intuitive. We really know what we are doing to ourselves, yet we do it.
So powerful. That's so powerful. I have so many questions from here. So, so let's say let's put it the symptoms you've mentioned. So if I am in the environment, whether I know it or not, of someone who is sucking my energy. So I can experience it as being tired, being exhausted, like yawning, frustration. Is there anything else how we can recognize that?
How you can recognize
how I can recognize, how can I feel it?
Yeah, one of the things you can recognize is, you know, this person, when you sit and talk with that person, you do not get a word out, and you just like, oh okay, and, you know, like sometimes and that's a sign like they're not interested about you. They just want to talk, because it's about them, and then there's more, and there's more, and there's more. And these are the repeated patterns we notice. What often we also notice is that our jaws get tightened. If you have to see for the physical reaction of the body, so we can see like, you can feel like tension in the jaws, and this is a sign like, you know, you are not able to express yourself, like there is something like stuck. And when you are stuck in your throat here, it results in stiffness around your jaws. That's why when we do a lot of breath work and stuff, we focus on relaxing the jaws a lot, because we women hold a lot of tension in the jaws. So that's one of the ways also you can recognize that, ooh, I can feel it here.
Yeah. Okay. And what do we do with it? Like, let's say with the unintentional one, if it's the partner, if it's the loved ones, it's not like we want to break the relationship. Like, how do we go about it? I guess it's setting boundaries, but are there ways to really zip ourselves up, not to be sucked? Or how do we go about it?
There are different energetic practices. One of the simple ones, energetic practices go really well with the deliberate ones, the ones that we know that we don't want to spend time with, but sometimes we do have to spend. So sometimes like placing your right hand on your solar plexus, which is your power center, like not the feminine power center, but the sun center of your body. And you can just close that and place your palms on that, and that kind of deflects back the energy. What I like to teach women is deep womb breathing practice, and this is a practice that we can learn. I think all women should know this, how to cultivate their womb power. And through this breath work practice, you know, whenever you are in contact with people that you like and don't like, and especially with people that you like, you can cultivate that womb breath practice and then let them come in your environment. And when you get used to the this womb breathing practice, you can be doing that while you're sitting and engaging with them, and you will notice different reactions and, you know, some disengagement, because what you're doing with this womb breathing is womb is your center of creation power in a woman's body energetically as well. What you're doing is you're stirring up your energy, and in this way you are staying in your center, in your presence, so nobody can knock you out of that. When we just go out, excuse me for the honking, it's India. When you go out in the world without having yourself centered in your power, that's what happens. You get psychic attacks from people around you, empaths. You just feel everyone's energy, and anyone can just, you know, can play with your energy field, and that happens in crowded places too. And what I like to also teach is a process of becoming unavailable. And oftentimes becoming unavailable is about making a decision, really sitting with doing the womb breathing and sitting with yourself and, you know, feeling into, what do I decide from this point on I become unavailable for? And this is just one part of it. And this is where, like, a lot of times in the personal development, they say like, okay, choose what you want. But I like to see that when we decide that the unavailability has a very strong force in it. You know, it's sometimes like those moments in your life where you've just felt like, this is it. fuck this shit, this is it. Sorry to use this language, but the passion is there inside of you, and you're like, this is it. Yeah. And there is this energetic shift you feel, and you have noticed that things change around you because you made a decision that was not just in your head, but it came from this deep belly fire. And that's what the process of becoming unavailable is. So a process that I teach inside of my Feminine Empress program is when we sit down and we write down what are the things I am deciding to become unavailable for. Because as an Empress, I am defining my standards. I will define who I am going to become to be and what I allow. And you write down your I decide statements and stuff. And then we go into a breathwork practice where we just focus on this decision and integrate it in our breathing practice. So in that ways, we women learn much more easily when it is felt in the body. So it ingrains in a much more deeper level than just the decision. Okay, I decided, but then we forget.
Then we decided for more stuff. I love what I actually decided in the first place.
Yeah.
That is so interesting. And I think this is such an important conversation to be aware of or to have and really be in the curiosity. And I think even starting that with this, what is it that it's actually not working, right? What is it that I want and this has been like the beginning of my personal development journey, even coming to the thing, what is it that I even want, right? Yeah. I was like, oh, I want this, but then I learned based on the stories and my environment at that time when I was growing up, right, is if I want something, I'm too much, or I have too high standards, or I have too high expectations. So suddenly, like, I made up the stories. Maybe it's not safe. Maybe it's not okay for me to ask for what I want. So as I started, but I don't know how many years now, 4 or 5 years ago, when I started my journey of finding myself and who I am, just like, it was such an interesting process to realize, what is it that I actually want? I knew exactly what I didn't want, but then it was the process of, what do I want? So I love the practice, literally becoming so connected with self. Okay, what am I deciding not to be available anymore? And really creating the standards and creating safety within is like, well, being unapologetic, right? This is stepping into our power as women. Well, this is what works. This is what doesn't work. So thank you. Thank you for that, I guess, process or practice. And Jonita, we're reaching the end very slowly of the conversation. Is there anything that we haven't talked about in terms of this topic? I know there was so much for sure, but any last message or anything that you would really like to leave the audience with?
Yeah, what I would like, the viewers to understand that becoming unavailable is an energetic process, and doing this in this day and age has to be a part of your housekeeping, your energetic housekeeping. Like, you clean your house on a regular basis. You just don't do it once in your lifetime. You do it, at least once a week. So I have this practice really regularly, at least once or twice a week. Every day there is something that I choose. Okay, I'm unavailable to this, because so much is thrown at us these days, so much. And we can only hold this much, for us to remember ourselves. So keep this as an energetic housekeeping practice. Do it regularly, speak to yourself, do the breath work along with this, and you're going to see a shift. You're going to see a shift.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for this conversation and all what you have shared. And very lastly, you've got a gift for our audience. Would you just share more about what it is?
Yeah. So the gift is called Sensualize Your Room, and it's free series where I will take you through mini rituals to connect to your womb power through different senses. So if you have been working with your womb or not, this is a very refreshing journey to reconnect sensually and feel good about this power center in you, and then you can incorporate this becoming unavailable into this practice as well.
Beautiful. Well, thank you. It's going to be shared with your interview. So as our listeners are watching, they should have this in their email box with this interview. So thank you so much. Thank you for joining us in this conversation, for your wisdom, for your heart, for what you're creating in the world and for the women out there. So thank you.
I'm deeply honored to have this space to share my journey and my story and anything that I could, so that we can come and rise together as sisters.
Thank you.